Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily. Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily. Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily. Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily. Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily. Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily. Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily. Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily. Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily. Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily. Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily. Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily. Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily. Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily.
October 13th, 2025, 6 p.m. and we're at the board's office. It's also Hacker Valley's LSIC meeting, and we are so tickled to have you all this evening. Next on the agenda is school performance, student outcome. Oh, I thought you decided not to do that.
I still had a couple.
We had he's got agenda updates and changes, although earlier he had told me he had changed his mind.
Well, I have one I'm going to take off. Under personnel, number 4, letter E. Need to strike the name John Hamrick and replace it with Mike Riffle. And under presentations on Roman numeral number 4 presentation, you need to strike the J.C. Hamer presentation. And that is all I have for agenda updates and changes.
Sorry, Superintendent RPS.
I didn't mean to get you off track there. My bad.
Next on the agenda is school performance, student outcomes, and academic goals. And so Hacker Valley Elementary.
Give Kenitha the microphone and the spotlight. I'm glad you do. I knew you would. Sit right there.
You don't know how glad we are.
Oh, we'll scan it in.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, I'm Kenitha Parker-Howes, and I'm the principal at Hacker Valley Elementary. With me this evening, I'd like to introduce our staff that's with us and our parents. We have Dancy Howes, who teaches preschool and kindergarten. We have Tamara Wooten, otherwise named Tammy, and she's a long-term sub in 7th and 8th grade. We have Christina Daniels, and she's 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. We have Erica Anderson, she's a parent who lives at Parkole and, and drives her kids to Hacker Valley. And we have Eddie Mazzella, who's half-time special ed. He is a restricted short-term sub. And then we have Misty Rule, and whose name I couldn't remember. And she is our nutrition director at Hacker Valley, and otherwise known as the cook. And then we have Lewis Woodard out there, who is a long-term sub as well, and he's in music halftime.
I'm sorry, I just got a call from Webster County Board of Education.
But we also have Rochelle Boggs, who is our halftime secretary. We have Sherry Hamrick, who had some wisdom teeth taken out today, so she's not here. Brittany Dye is our special education aide. Pam Hall is 1 half day per week art. Jenny Coleman is our developmental guidance counselor. And T. Ramey is our custodian, and Savannah Perron is our ECAT aide in the second classroom. So those are our parents, I think, that we have here this evening. Molly Hall is actually our LSIC chair, but she could not be here this evening, so she asked me to go ahead and fill in for her, and I said I would. We have some different people, and I'm going to, I don't know, we have some collage of photos here of some of the things we've done this year, and they really don't put bags over their heads or anything like that, but we were making astronaut helmets. I don't know why Dancy put that on there, but we really...
You have breathing holes.
But there's some really dear photos on there, and I especially like the one showing about the midway, all the way down at the bottom, Midway Center. And it's of the residents of Braxton Health Care Center. And they came over and this past week, and there was a 95-year-old, a 96-year-old, an 88-year-old, and a 92-year-old. And they had a great time. The kids had a great time. We had a great circle where we either did sign language. The gentleman was hard of hearing, so we had to do sign language to him, but they had a great time, and the kids had a great time just learning about the past. And they thought I was as old as they were, so. So we try to do special events, and our focus is our kids and at school, and they're all of our kids. And I'm going to let each of the teachers talk to you about some of the things that they do in class, and then we'll talk more about some of the things that professional development wise and other things that we've been focusing on, our goals and objectives. But first, we have a presentation of what our kids like and what they couldn't be here, so we recorded them, what they like and what they would like to see changed.
Now let's play it the first time. Hold on, I'm gonna have to go back. I'll go back in.
This is why you don't bring public, private person devices to school. It does. And if she can't get it, we'll do the second part first.
School, and I like how Hacker Valley is a smaller school.
The thing I love is that the teachers and all the kids are so nice.
I like how the school is so small and it doesn't have a lot of schools.
Something I love is getting to have art.
I like coding.
I love my teacher and my friends Brody and Lev. We hang out all the time, and my principal. I like her. I like everything about Hacker Valley, but my favorite things are seeing friends and reading. So what I love about this school is how the people here are more nicer to me, and I like people down here since they're not so mean.
My favorite thing about my school is my friends, my teacher, reading, and coding.
What I like at Hacker Valley School is lunch, recess, gym, my friends, and what else did I say? I like that there's no bullying. Riker, I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared for this. Well, I like math, science, Russian, geography, maths, and coding.
My favorite things at school is math, recess, and gym. I love math because it helps me learn, and that way I'll be able to, whenever I'm older, I'll be able to be a teacher and help other kids learn math. I love doing the literature fairs, science fairs, and social studies fairs. And I also love my teacher for how nice she is. I love math. 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 I like doing it. I like reading. I like to do. I like to hear the recess. I like this one. What I like about Hacker Valley School is that I have made a whole bunch of friends on here. The reason I like Hacker Valley School because there's recess and gym and math and reading and lunch and breakfast. The reason why I like Hacker Valley School is because of Hacker Valley. I love about Hacker Valley School is science. What I like about Hacker Valley School is all the teachers are nice and the gym.
Kiara, what do you like about Hacker Valley School? Levi, you're new. What do you like about Hacker Valley School?
Playing in the
What do you like, Jasper?
outside,
And what do you like?
playing in the gym.
Okay, is there anything else you like besides playing?
I like playing through the hallway.
You like in the hallway
And in the gym.
and in the gym? Any other things that you would like to say? Do you like having help? You like it in the cafeteria? Okay. 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 Who's your teacher? And what does she do for you? She reads books to you. What else?
Sometimes when she, and you don't know how to put you don't know how to put your iPad on, you can ask the teacher to help you.
What we want to change. They want more math.
More recess! More science! Yes, God! More light!
Something I would change is having more swings and more time outside. I want to do the same.
Something I would change would be able to have a what's routine here.
I think something I would change is to have art once every day instead of once a week.
And I would change is not to have math in the morning.
I want to have more gym time because it's fun.
I would like to have more information about sharks.
If I could change one thing about my school, it would be to add a biology class.
I think we should change to have more gym time. I would change where there would be more reading. If I would change, I would change for more reading time and I would change for more art.
My favorite subject in school is social studies, and if I would have like change something in my school, it would be more time in social studies. This school needs more math, so it gets me more educated and know a lot more math. Hello, my name is Riker, and if I could change absolutely anything in the school, I'd change well, I'd add more like math and geography classes because I really like that kind of stuff.
Those are the voices of our kids, and some of them are real excited about school, and others not excited about school, but they seem to be happy and learning, and that's our goal and mission, fun learning.
You really must be doing something special in math for that many kids to say that they really like math. You want more.
Yeah, they like math. They want to have math class.
Because that's something that most kids don't like.
And I think that Christina, I'm going to turn the mic over to Christina because she's got some great news about math.
Oh, so this past summer I took the practices for middle school math. Because we didn't have somebody certified in that. What am I doing? Is this a microphone? Okay. And I missed it by 7 points, but I got an email last week that said that I could bridge it. And so I paid my fee and took the course over the weekend, and I have passed the math praxis. So now we have middle school certification of math too. And of course, my 4th, 5th, and 6th I'm certified in too. You want me to go ahead with what we're doing? Okay. So the best thing that we're doing that I am excited about this year is we are incorporating ASL in American Sign Language into our spelling course. At summer sale this past summer, we had a class on that, and I was real excited to do that. And I've seen my spelling test scores go way up since we started doing that. And I think it just gets the kids more interested in learning, and the more they practice, the better they spell. And all of them can sign their names, and every week we learn the spelling, well, every 2 weeks we learn the spelling words with ASL, and I'm real excited about that. And I can see a difference that that's making, so that's really fun. Other things we're doing, we're incorporating as much as we can in the standards across the board. So math, we do in all subjects. We do it with science. We do word problems and write about them for English. And I don't know, we just try to incorporate it wherever we can to try to hit all those standards within the time frame that we have in a multi-grade classroom. Civil War, mapping for social studies, we're kind of integrating all that together so we can hit all the grade standards there. In 7th and 8th, I'm tag teaming with Tammy for math, and I'm 8th grade, she's doing the 7th grades. We're doing translations, rigid motions, and they're real excited about that because it's not your basic math, it's fun math, so they're real excited about that. And science, we've doing a lot of STEM activities. We've had a coding thing that I think you're going to talk about later. STEAM TAC came in last week and taught our kids a little bit of coding. We've been playing with that some more. There's a lot of simulators online that we've been using to craft things like such as slow cookers and things like that they get to do a little bit of coding, and that makes them happy. And that's pretty much it. We're just learning and teaching and going along.
Thanks. I'd like to introduce Tammy Wooten. And Tammy's our 7th and 8th grade teacher, and she loves to speak, so we'll let her.
Yes, so I am grateful for the opportunity to share what my students have been doing, and I'm glad to be getting to know them, and it's a pleasure to be part of the Hacker Valley community. So like she said, in math we do like a tag team kind of thing, and 7th grade has been working on rational numbers, expressions, and equations, and we're trying to do a lot of connecting with real life situations for their math so that it engages them a little bit better. In English and language arts, I've been doing an in-depth novel study historical fiction novel, so that I'm also incorporating history, geography, and things like that. So we're covering all aspects of those standards with that project, and they've really liked that. They've done skits through chapters and written papers, and also doing vocabulary and spelling with that, just to freshen up on that stuff. And then also with social studies, touching on West Virginia studies for those 8th graders. We've done PowerPoints. They've each had a region in several counties, and they've learned a lot, and I think that they've really enjoyed connecting a little bit better to the state in just different areas, because I have 6 students, so they each got several counties, and then they shared what they knew by presenting, and used the technology with that too, which they like, and it is good in parts. Science, we're also doing a lot of hands-on things. We've designed and built roller coasters and Ferris wheels to touch the basics of physics and seeing how things move and force, and now we're moving on to Earth systems and seeing how those connect and how those relate to their everyday life. And then health. With middle schoolers, we're focusing a lot right now on self-image, identity, self-esteem, helping them to value and understand themselves as they move forward in age. And that's about it. And like I said, I'm grateful to be part of a school community that values learning as much as the Hacker Valley School does.
Thank you. Eddie, even though Eddie's a restricted sub, he does half-time special ed for 9 days and his off day or 2.
Yeah, I have like 4 students that come to me for math and reading. I have this series that they brought over, the Reading Milestones, and it seems to be really working with a couple of students. So I'm working hard on that, trying to teach them how to count money, how to do basic math, understanding words, sight words. I got this list of sight words. I made cue cards. I'm going to start using those with some of the kids. I go in the classroom some. I go in her classroom, Tammy's classroom, and some of those kids come to me. I help them. I retest to them and help them with as far as that goes if they don't understand it. But, I have 34 years of experience, and with my subbing, I've got about 40 years total. So, and I really like the school. I got a great principal, and the kids are really working hard, and it's fun to be there.
Misty, what would you like to say today?
Well, I'm there first thing in the morning, cook breakfast. Kids seem to be enjoying the meals that we've had planned out. Menu's been pretty easy this year, so we haven't had any curveballs really. No freezers going down, knock on wood. I also do the fresh fruits and vegetables program and the after school cooking portion, so I feed the kids supper as well. Me and Dancy are hoping to get the crochet portion of our after school situation going. Had a friend donate a bunch of supplies to us. Probably a little more than what we needed, but beggars can't be choosers. Also, 4-H leader, have a good amount of the Valley kids in my club, and with the good amount of kids we have, we're able to fundraise, so hardly any of the kids that want to go to camp have to pay for camp, so, which is always a good thing. Yeah, that's about it in the kitchen.
Louis, what would you like to say today?
What, just talk?
Just talk.
I don't need to hold up real close and I put everybody down. In the last 3 years previous, we've done recorders, we've done pianos. Last year we did drums. This year we've been focused at this point of the year on singing. And then I'll probably go back and do a culmination of those other things throughout the year. The thing that I'm most excited about this year is the fact that finally we've got a band going. I've tried the last 3 years and just kind of fallen apart for one reason or another. But I have 5 kids. They all play. They're doing really well. I'm really excited about it. I have 10 more at Webster Springs, and I'm hoping they will all continue on into the high school band. That's my goal for them. I've told them that right up front. I'm working to get you ready to go to the high school. So, but they're doing really well. I'm excited about it, and I look forward to see what happens in the future with the high school group.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'd like to introduce Erica Anderson again. She is the mother of 2 children, and she is part of our LSIC. And I've asked her to talk about why she chose to come to Hacker Valley from Harcold.
Well, little bit backstory. My husband is from here. I am not. I'm from Wood County. He just recently retired from the military, and we've moved here, which is why we had to pick a school to enroll the kids in. And if I'm being completely honest, Hacker Valley wasn't a first choice, but they were the only school that had an opening for pre-K. And I've got 2 kids, one in pre-K, one in 6th grade. I didn't want to send them to 2 separate schools. So when I called and I said, do you guys have an opening for pre-K? And she said yes. And then she's telling me more. And what really sold me on sending both of the kids over there, because I could have kept my daughter home. She didn't have to go to preschool. It's a little bit of a drive from Parkville, but the fact that she told me that the 7th and 8th graders stay instead of going to the high school, sold me. Because I just think that that's great. My son will be in 7th and 8th grade, so I thought that was awesome. And so the past couple months have been awesome of all the school systems that my son's been in. We've been in Texas, we've been in New York, we've been in Wood County, and we've been here. And both of my kids absolutely love all of the staff. They love all of the kids. And I have not had any issues at all. Everyone is just so personable. And, it's just something I've never even experienced whenever I was in school. Just the close-knit. Everyone's so eager to help. And it's like everyone knows each other. And it makes my kids feel a lot more comfortable, especially my son, who's been through all these different school systems with all the changes of the teachers and the friends and all the things. And it really does mean a lot to him that all of the staff here know who he is and his sister, and he is blossoming, and he really loves you. They do. They're doing so good. And so I don't even care about the drive, because both of my kids absolutely love it over there. And I couldn't be more pleased with the way things are going with them and the school. And I just think it's great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I wouldn't want to forget Dancy Howes, preschool and kindergarten.
Hi everyone. Things we've been doing in our classroom, we've hatched monarchs and went through the monarch butterfly life cycle. We had a celebration and invited families, and we sang I'm just looking just to keep my mind. No, there's nothing. No, not this year. Little short, didn't have enough time. We've been we're into the pet study right now in the creative curriculum for pre-K. And it's been quite fun because everyone has a pet in my classroom, and they love talking about their pets and bringing that home to school connection. We have the senior citizens from Braxton County Healthcare. We put together floral arrangements. So this was a whole school task, but they really came up with that when we were talking about flowers, because I bring a lot of fresh flowers into the classroom. And we made 72 cut flower arrangements for the nursing home, which was quite a big task when you didn't realize it. Yeah. So, and it was really great though. We've had dance parties, and one thing that I've really incorporated, I have a really boy-heavy classroom this year, so doing a lot of gross motor work and heavy work has been really important at the beginning of the day, so we're ready to learn and to sit and to focus by that time. So that's what we've been doing. Moving and learning.
And I really would like to compliment the staff, the entire staff, not just the teachers. It takes parents and teachers and community working together. And sometimes we forget that. It's a team. So one of the things I'd like to recognize, too, is the professional development that our staff is going through. And this was by their choice that they were doing some of these things. One is a program called Letters, and I'd like Nancy or Chrissy to talk about Letters.
Letters is a 2-year course with 8 units, and we do about a unit, half a year a unit, don't you think, or almost?
I think we're supposed to be done with 1, 2, 3, and 4 by April.
By 8, okay. And it's quite tedious. There's book work, online videos, and a case study of 3 different, you have to pick 2 to 3 students for a case study and keep those running throughout the course. It is with literacy and through the WVDE. Yeah, you do get to learn all about where Chrissy's a little bit ahead of me. It's a self-paced class. So Chrissy's a little bit ahead of me. I'm on unit 1, section 4. There's about 8 sections in every unit. Where are you on? 7. Yeah, see, she's almost done with the whole unit. She's an overachiever. It's okay. It's not supposed to be done till January. No, but Letters it's a wonderful tool to professional development. It has everything containing with literacy, and it really dives deep in the science of reading, and will really be helpful for our teachers.
Another thing, and I'm going to turn it to Tammy, and she didn't know I was going to do this, but she is going to something related to aerospace, and I'm going to let her talk about that.
She's so pleasant. No, so I'm not. I don't have to go to anything, actually. I can go on a flight. It's through the Civil Air Patrol program, which 2 of my own children participate in. And the Civil Air Patrol program has an educator's zone. You don't have to be a senior member of the Civil Air Patrol itself, but it's got an aerospace curriculum. There's all kinds of lesson plans. You can get the science kits for however many students you have in your class free, sent to you monthly. Well, I would have to pay like a yearly membership, but it's very, very affordable. Nothing much at all. And yes, as an educator, you can take a free flight with Civil Air Patrol, but I'm probably not going to do that. I'll get the curriculum.
And Chrissy has taken it upon herself to do a model, and I'm going to let her talk about it. It's a teaching model, teaching strategy. It's called Atlas.
So I learned so much at SAIL this year. And too, it helps me because I get credit hours. So I had to implement 5 strategies that I learned this summer in order to get those hours for my renewal teacher certification. So one of those things that I'm implementing is called the Atlas model, and it is basically it's an attention-getting thing to get your kids engaged. And it's Atlas stands for attention, transition, lesson, activity, and then summarization. And it helps you become a more entertaining teacher, I guess. And I've found that, like, I remember when I used to go to school and we just had to listen, and if we didn't enjoy it or if we weren't engaged, that was just too bad because it didn't matter. And it seems kids nowadays, with all the instant gratification that they have, you have to kind of entertain them in order for them to be engaged. And it helps me to figure out a way to hook them in, to get them interested in something that they might not even realize they're learning until we get to the activity. And then it clicks, oh, she's actually taught me something and I can do this now. So it's a whole new method, I think, of teaching, and I feel a lot of times like I'm a clown jumping through hoops trying to get the kids to do something, but it works because they're having fun and they're learning and they stay engaged when they do that.
Another thing that we have a a person who is on the Professional Teaching Standards Commission. I'm going to let them talk about what they do.
So I'm on it's a committee, and it's if a teacher gets in trouble, they would go in front of this committee to and have a hearing. But there's also a lot more that goes on with that. We talk about certifications and the types of certifications. Like in West Virginia, you could have a pre-K certification, but you can also have a pre-K certification or an infant through pre-K certification. So there's a lot of redundancy, and they're working on that to clean that up. That's something we're doing currently. And then talking about fees, we for form fees, we talk about that a lot, and just a lot of different things. So yes. But it's a really good way to be informed. You wouldn't necessarily get this knowledge just from anywhere. So I come back and I'm able to talk with the teachers and say, hey, you need to get if you want to be certified in this, you better take that test. It might not always be an available option, or those kinds of things. So it's a really good way to interact and be with different parts of the community.
And I think now that just kind of segues into what our middle school, I know that's always been a concern for the board, is certification. I'm happy to say that we've got a praxis person for math, one for social studies, and I have science and language arts. So I have not been sent my fee in Form 8C yet, but I did pass, and so I'm going to get on the ball and try to do that. But one of the things that I would encourage you all to do is to pursue the alternative certification with Tammy. She hasn't got that alternative certification, because don't you have to be hired first before you sign that agreement, I believe? And she has to be certified before she has to be, in order to become an alternatively certified teacher, she has to be hired with, and she's taken the praxis and done that, and she really is an asset to our community, and I think she'll make a good teacher wherever she goes. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is some of family engagement. Our school was selected to go to a couple events, and one was, it's called Life, and it's a family engagement, and it's put out by Adventure Group, and we're actually going to get paid to go. It's in evening times and after weekends, but it's to teach us more about family engagement and have the team approach to family engagement. So I'm excited about that. Let's see, what else did I on my notes? Oh, would you talk about that, Nancy? Thank you.
We are piloting in preschool and kindergarten an entrepreneurship program through Ed Adventure with Keisha Runyon Thompson at the State Department. Ed Adventure provides the lessons and a grant not a grant per se, but monies to supplies. And we get to go through the lessons about how to be an entrepreneur. And so I am the early childhood person in the group. Most of the other teachers are fourth grade teachers, so it's really interesting to see the differences. But my kids are holding their own in it. It's not something that it's above their heads. You can still explain it in a way that is understanding to them. So that's been something really great. Last year it was just the beginning lesson or beginning unit of it, but now they are doing a whole year worth of units. So we have we call it Unit 0. So that's just basically having a basic understanding of what entrepreneurship is. And then we'll start that in November, and then we'll do a unit a month for the rest of the year.
Thank you. And for Title I, we also have family engagement events, and we've got one planned for a STEAM event, and that will be, Chrissy, can you come up and talk about the STEAM TAC visit? I wasn't in there the whole time. Okay, thank you.
I get too nervous. So they came from Steam Tech. I don't remember the lady's name, but it was called Microbit. Is it Microbit? So it's an app that they have on their iPads that they loaded on, or I think Stacy might have loaded it on their iPads. And then they have another little microchip that is detached from that, and it has a battery pack on it. And they actually wrote the code on the iPad to make the microchip do stuff. It lit up, it vibrated, it rang a doorbell, it sang a song. They had it to where when they covered up with their hands, the light came on. So they were able to actually not so much write the code, but play with the code that was already there to see how code works so that they can in the future begin to write code.
And that was for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. They specifically mandate that it's 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And that leads me to another thing. We were invited, and I haven't told the superintendent this yet, but we were invited to Code at the Capitol again this year. We were one of 10 groups that was, we were one of 10 groups that was invited, and so we're going to go. It's December the 10th. We're going to count it as a field trip and take some kids. We're not going to take all of them because we can't. They'll trip over, the legislators will trip over those little guys. And the nice thing is, a lot of our kids are multi-age. It's not just the old kids, it's the young kids too. And I like that approach to things. So I think we're really trying to involve STEAM and math and reading during our Title I family engagements events. We always have supper too, but now Title I does not pay for supper. I just want you to know that. We actually either get donations or our school pays for it from school funds. We're having spaghetti the next one. Let's see, Constitution Day. You have a Constitution. I've given you a Constitution. We went to Mount Vernon via electronics for Constitution Day. So that's what you got. And you've got also a little, just a snippet. I put out a monthly event calendar. And that just is just something that to keep parents notified. There's some things I'm sure that I missed over the time, and then I have to send home an additional note. And you'll notice on that, and I think I've talked to Stacy about it, but I would encourage us to get a laser color printer, because ours is on, that's the only color laser we have. And it's, as you can see, it's double printing, and it's the Fuser. Nate has looked at it. I would encourage the board to get something different than what we have. And the reason being, the ink cartridges or the ink refills, not ink cartridges, they're $598 for one set of cartridges. So you can't use, on some documents, you can't use inkjet. And that's why. And some documents we need color for. So I would ask that the board maybe consider buying a new printer for Hacker Valley. That's one of the things we talked about. The last thing is asking the status of that first, second, and third grade sub. And I tried to call today Sarah, but I didn't get a hold of Sarah. Sarah was busy. She's always a busy lady. But I think there was a hold-up in fingerprints. I don't know whether that's been resolved or not, but I would encourage you to get that, because I'm telling you, those kids are driving me crazy. I'm not a first, second, third grade teacher, but I am right now.
We'll look at it tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you, but thank you very much. I appreciate all your time, and I hope that we didn't go too long. We probably did, but that's okay. That's the way we are. We're pretty relaxed. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Great job, Hacker Valley. So glad you came. Next item on our agenda is
Can we
the...
ask her a question?
Sure, go right ahead, Mike.
You always have.
Anything?
always usually get a request for what you need over there, or what's not been done. Or is there anything that we have missed that has dropped through the cracks?
No, I think there's a few things, and the staff can probably help me more than anything. I have to write things down.
Mr. I do too.
Yeah, I just can't, unless I've got it in front of me.
Emergency lighting in the kitchen would be nice.
Yeah.
The one thing I see is the weather stripping on the doors with winter coming. There is a gap, and it's a pretty big gap.
And you're losing money too,
Yeah.
heating and cooling.
You can like wiggle the door to where it's that.
But all the outside doors are like that.
Probably is that, yeah.
The school's about 15 years old now.
And it's the new school.
Yeah.
I'll make you know
Yeah.
that it's the new school.
I will say the state treasurer's office was very accommodating. They said, oh, this school can't be 15 years old because it's well taken care of.
Yes,
And so I walked through with Jeremy the other day, and we talked about some cosmetic things. I'd like to have the gym painted and some of those things, because without maintenance, then it looks terrible too. You know.
The speech pathologist also commented on how my sheet is on the computer, so she doesn't get to see a lot of the places, but I was in a different space, and she really commented on how nice it was, which was nice to hear.
There's a couple other things in the kitchen. I've been written up for the paint being cracked in the kitchen multiple times by the health inspector. Also, it's a cooking steamer cabinet. The insulation of the door has melted, so when it builds up enough pressure to cook, it pops wide. Sounds like a gunshot going off.
Yeah, it's not usable.
I can't use it.
It's not safe to use it. I'll say it that way.
Chelsea will be back November 1st. Maybe she can help you with that, with the cooking steamer part.
Also, turned in a request for the seals to be replaced on both the walk-in coolers because the freezer is not shutting properly.
And I think most of the things we've sent to Jeremy in a written form. But, you know, just getting to it, because sometimes there's more pressing, quick needs, I'll just say it that way, urgent needs.
Remember, we had a problem with the rock on the outside.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's not like it's all falling down, but it will need some work at some point.
The backside especially.
Yeah.
The backside is the worst.
Maintenance fixed the roof last year where a rock fell off and busted the roof above the kitchen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And it's just one thing, I appreciate your guys' willingness to learn. I always like to hear when teachers are willing to go above and beyond. I know as we, you know, you're still young, so, but as we get, you know, we're never too old to learn, you know, right? Yeah, so. But that just shows me you're never too old to learn, and it's, you know, that you know, at the end of the day, it's helping kids learn. So I appreciate your willingness to do that.
We do teamwork in Hacker Valley. We can't. I can't dictate. They're too independent for one thing, but more is accomplished by being a team.
Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate it. And by the way, if you need anybody to fly in your spot, I'll fly.
Any other questions, board members? Okay, thanks again, Hacker Valley.
Thank you.
Appreciate you all being here. Next agenda item, approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to bring approval of the minutes onto the floor?
Sarah, we get my.
So moved. Susan, is there a second? Second. Lisa? Any corrections or additions to?
Under number 5, there was one correction. We just need to add that all members voted in favor of the superintendent's recommendation.
Anything else, board members? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And now we're down to presentations, and we've got Tammy Hogan with a financial statement.
I gave you all a copy of the main parts of it. First one is the statement of revenue and expenses. It's on your last page, but I broke it down into a chart. You can see that instruction, it was 54% of our total expenditures. That comes out to about $8,750 a student. And then our next highest was, well, there's a couple that were 10% there, and that is transportation costs, and then student services. The next page shows our revenue by source, and we get 60% of our revenue from the state aid. 26% comes from operating grants and contributions, and then property taxes, 10% of it. On the balance sheet, the next page, it shows our, down at the bottom in green, it'll show our unassigned funds for Fund 11, and right now it's 5.3 million. We added around 500,000 to it this year. Not as much as I would have liked, but we had a lot of expenses this year, especially right there at the end. The capital projects, it has the 3.5 million that we have from the lease. That's included in there. And those payments will start in December, the payment on that. Hopefully get that underway pretty soon. The next page is your revenue and expenditures, and that's again just like in number format for what was on the first page there. Any questions?
What did you say the amount was per student?
About $87.50. Yeah, and if we count in everything, if we count in the supporting, let's see, that is just instruction. And if I do everything, all of our expenditures, it comes out to about $15,400 a student. With the lease purchase, I just want you guys to know that that money, they're pretty fast with it. If I send in an invoice to be paid, I'm usually paid within an hour. I can see it in the bank. So that money comes pretty quick.
That's fast.
Yeah. They're real easy to work with. I just send them a copy of the invoice and they just deposit it right away.
Board members, any questions for Tammy?
If you guys look over this and see something, all you gotta do is let me know. I'll get an answer for you. It's not hard to get.
Yep, if you have questions after looking over it, just let me know.
So our net change in our fund balance is 511,000, that's what we.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it's not as much as I would have liked it to have been.
It never is.
But
Never is.
Me either.
like I say, our first interest payment will be due in December, and then June will be the actual 500,000. That's will be payment on the payment. Be the actual payment, the principal. And it's budgeted in the budget, so expecting it.
Thank you, Tammy.
Yes, thank you, Tammy. Very good.
Good job.
And now, if I'm not mistaken, we do have a student disposition, correct?
I move that we go into executive session under West Virginia State Code 6-9A-4, number 3, to discuss a recommended expulsion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. We're in executive session.
we good? We're good. Stacy, we're good.
We are now out of executive session.
Madam President and board members, we discussed the recommendation for student disposition while in executive session under West Virginia State Code. You know my recommendations, and at this time I'd ask that you vote on that recommendation.
All those in favor of the superintendent's recommendation signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Number 6, no delegations. Now we're down to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to bring the consent agenda onto the floor? Susan, is there a second? Second. Lisa. Payment of bills, fundraisers, use of facilities, and extracurricular trips. Any questions about any of that?
Mrs. Holcomb, can you come in here, please? Pages here. Any questions regarding the bills, payment of bills?
Gym floor maintenance.
Which one?
The gym floor maintenance, not much, but is that not covered under warranty or something? They just did that gym floor last year.
No, only if there's cuts and removal. I mean, they still have to refinish it about every year.
Okay.
Yeah, we talked about that. Well, I'm saying we, me and Mr. Markle discussed that as well.
Okay, headphones, $7,555.
Mrs. Williams,
Headphones,
was those not yours?
I think they're Allison's.
Allison's?
Under
So,
title money.
Title.
title money.
Yep.
I saw them sitting down there. A bunch of them. For testing, I'm assuming.
Have all the cases come in?
No. Most of the cases, Stacy, are most of the cases in, we're still waiting on the locking devices, is that correct? The magnet?
All the cases are in.
But the magnets is what we're still waiting on.
The original amount of the magnets that I was told to order with the original order are all in. I'm having to get extras because they had second thoughts.
On their plan of action, so we're waiting on additional magnets for the unlocking devices, yeah.
Middle school has already implemented it.
They're in?
Middle school has.
So you're talking 7th and 8th has already implemented it, but now we're waiting for 9 through 12.
Yes.
For
Yeah, the
All the
device.
cases are there.
the cases are there, but they're waiting for it.
And some unlocking devices that they had originally requested.
Right. Okay. So how soon do you think those will be here, Stacy?
I have to wait on a quote from the company.
Gotcha.
Because it wasn't in the original quote.
Okay.
But we've submitted that, correct?
I've asked for it, yes.
Thank you.
So what was the change, Stacy?
Mr. Markle decided to change the way he wanted to have the students get them out at the end of the day versus the original plan. I think initially we thought we could get them to go out, that he was going to have them go out the doors and unlock them and put them back in as they went out, and realized that it was going to delay the buses too much. So the new plan is to add more of the locks with the teachers at the end of the day to be able to have them unlock them before they get to the buses.
So each classroom is
Likely,
going to be
yes.
able to-
Yes. That way it won't hold up the buses going out.
Any other questions, board members?
Yes,
Okay.
not necessarily question, but
Okay.
back to the donation thing. We have one on here that's a donation.
Yes, the people over the hill, communities and schools, right? No, that's not right.
FRN.
Yes, FRN, thank you. FRN, they came up to, they want to do an MOU, they want to give, they're doing a donation to esports. They approached, the way I understand it, they approached them to give the money. They didn't go, they're just bringing, Right,
They
but-
didn't go out and solicit.
No, the way I understood it was FRN wanted to give to them.
I want to say there was an article in the paper about that.
Yeah, they got a bunch of money.
Any other questions, board members? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, motion carries.
With that FRN, there's an MOU coming for the next board meeting to approve the MOU with them, because we didn't get that done this year. So they wanted to get that approved, and once they do the MOU, then they'll donate the money to the esports.
They had a change in,
Yes,
leadership.
Anna Casey
Anna Casey
is now
be the new.
is now the director of that. She's doing really well. She come up and talk
Yeah,
about
there
it
was,
today.
the article was really good in the paper. She did a good interview. Now we're down to new business.
Mhm.
Is there a motion to bring new business onto the floor?
A motion.
Jimmy, is there a second? Lisa?
Madam President, if
Yes.
you don't mind, I'd like to move to number 10.
Okay, hold on.
Discussion of policy 7510, use of facilities.
Okay.
In your packets, and the reason I want to is because I know Tammy's got another engagement here in a little bit, so I'm trying to get rid of her. She's still going to be. She's probably going to be late anyway. On policy 7510, you should have received that in your copy, the use of district facilities. I gave you 2 copies, one of Greenbrier County, one of Webster County's policy. The reason for this policy is at some local recent trainings that Tammy has went to, it has been brought up that counties should be charging insurance fees for people that use our buildings to have insurance on their parties or groups that are utilizing our facilities. Excuse me. If you will flip to the second page, my highlight didn't show up, I can see on the copy. If you flip to the second page of both policies, Webster County and Greenbriers, if you look about midway down the page, you will see. Here, you can have mine, please.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. You read it.
Thank you.
Yep. If you look halfway down the page, you'll see under Greenbrier County, you will see letter A.
On page 2?
Yep.
Okay.
And it says each user shall present proof of the purchase of contract of insurance which, and it reads it out. And then if you look down at number 3, in the amount not less than $1 million for each occurrence, an amount expense coverage of at least $5 million for each occurrence. Now, if you look at Webster County's, we do not require insurance to use our facilities. That is an issue. I did the research to see why. And in 2020, from what we could find, 2021, excuse me, February 8, 2021, Webster County elected not to charge insurance for their building. When you get a policy, there's a box you can check or a vote, and you say what you. When we get a Stacy, if I'm telling you this wrong, stop me. But when we get something new from Neola, you check a box of what we want. From what we could find, from what the lawyers could find with Neola, Webster elected not to charge insurance for their facilities. And that was the vote. They said that Webster County voted not to charge insurance. Is that correct? You look like you want to say something. What?
Well, I mean, sometimes it's you got this option.
Yeah, there's different options.
Or you also have the option to just add in things on your own that are specific to your county.
Right.
So I don't know if that's the case with Greenbrier County.
Yeah.
Was it an option at the time?
It was.
They chose to-
It was an option.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was an option. Webster elected not to.
And this was back when?
2021. I don't.
Did we didn't vote on that.
I don't know.
No, we didn't.
That I remember.
I don't know. But it's fixable.
In other counties, okay, I know we've got Greenbriers here. What do other statewide?
Charge.
Nicholas County, they charge, and I talked to Sarah, who talked to the insurance company, and they said they would not cover any type of those activities, because they're not school activities.
Okay, you're talking, so we're talking about like private birthday parties or anniversary parties like they have, and they
Yes.
want to use our school.
What about like junior league?
Yeah. what
They'll
about-
cover them.
They'll cover the junior league.
leagues cover.
They have their own policies.
Well, I thought they did, but
Yeah, they have to have their own policy.
They have
So you're saying that the insurance carrier that we have will not cover?
based on our base policy as a school system.
And when you're saying charge, what do you mean?
No, it's not really charged.
just require them to have
To
insurance.
show proof that they've got it. So how much does that, how much would that?
About $100.
That wouldn't be bad.
$100 a day. So if you want,
Like if you're having a birthday party.
$100. That's what we've been.
For that one day.
Yep.
That's what, so where do they get their own insurance? That's what I'm trying to ask.
Go to
Any place?
anywhere to get any place to get a coverage for a day. Now, with that being said, I don't believe that other counties utilize their schools from the private sector like we do in Webster County. There's not a lot of options. There's not a lot of place to go. I put on this agenda, discuss and possibly place 7510 on 30-day public comment. It came on us pretty quick. We didn't really have a lot of time to circle the wagons and come up with something. My concern, my number one concern is I don't want to punish anyone in our community. These are these buildings are paid for by our community members. They're tax-paying people that pay for these. I know we got to do something. I just didn't have enough time before this meeting when it came up Thursday, Friday. Barely had enough time to get it on the agenda, let alone enough time to say, what can we do? This is what I will tell you. The thought came to my mind of a waiver of any insurance liability to the school system. That's a possibility if an instance occurs that is not of our fault. Here's the best example. If a person trips on a crack in the sidewalk and falls and gets injured, that's our fault because that sidewalk wasn't maintained. If somebody is inside and there little kids running around, as God forbid, but a small child will be running around and run into a wall and knock a tooth out. That would not be our responsibility. But if it's because of a fault of our own, any type of waiver is no good. Would not stand in court. I've got mixed emotion feelings about this, guys. I'm not going to, I'll say it in open meeting. I don't want to, we got to protect ourselves as a school system, and I hate having to make people do this, but we got to do something. We can put it out on 30-day comment, and I can circle the wagons and come back to you with something at the end of 30 days. I feel like we've got to protect our school system. That's my job, and I got to let you know about this. It's a simple addition. Maybe I could reach out to a local insurance agent and perhaps get a price and we could get a price on what we are looking at, that, you know, if Mr. Hamrick wants to have his wedding birthday party at the Glade Elementary, you gotta go, here's a contact number, you can go, or you need to contact your local insurance agent and get the coverage. That's probably be the end
And
of
show us proof.
the, they have to submit proof with their application. Insured.
Now, we already charge a fee, right, to use the facility, and how much is that?
Most of them are waived.
Or waived? Okay.
It's
30, which is.
I mean, it's, so, what'd be your pleasure? Would you like for me to put this on 30-day public comment with, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's no requirement that we have the insurance, correct? I mean, the state doesn't require us to have it.
No, but they strongly,
Insurance, okay.
yeah, the State Department of it. I can put this out on 30-day comment with your all's permission to mirror what Greenbrier County says. That's pretty well the standard language for the people who chose to have it in their policy. And that would be my recommendation of what we put. We can put that on for 30 days. I can circle the wagon, see what we can come up with, maybe reach out to a few other counties, and have something more concrete in the next 30 days. Are you guys okay with that?
A lot of the counties use the same form that people fill out that tells them that they have to have that, liability coverage. So I don't know if back a few years ago that something happened and all the counties got together and a lot of them all have the exact same form.
Yeah, they use the same form in each county. We have a copy, right?
To visit on that form, I kind of like you mentioned, if we do that, I mean, I think just for the sake of the community, I'd like to see that, like you mentioned, get a hold of some insurances and say, okay, this is, we just kind of to spoon feed them and make it a little easier for them to do that. A lot of folks may elect not to do it, but let's make it easy for them. I think that's the least we can do, because like you said,
I agree.
we have a community that depends on these facilities,
Yeah, some of the
more
big-
so
some of the
than
bigger-
other counties.
Yeah, some of the bigger towns have community centers and bigger places, so.
But I'd like to see that at the very least. I mean, I know that's not necessarily
Something
policy,
that,
but
just something to
just
add,
for
Be in their court.
right, yeah,
just something to add to the form,
Yeah.
like an additional attachment.
right, yeah. Here's 3 local ones or whatever. But yeah, but I think it seems like this is kind of what we kind of have to do that. I mean,
So,
just
so we're good with, put the addition for the amendment from Greenbrier to just carry over to amend this. So that'd be just basically one paragraph, yeah, Stacy? Basically just be the one paragraph from Greenbrier, just mark it, put it up. Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I know I jumped ahead there,
No, that's all right.
I wanted to get that. Thank you, Tammy.
Now Tammy can.
I don't think I have anything else for you.
Watch for deer. Get them out of my way.
Out of your way.
Plow the road.
Okay,
Okay, go ahead.
now we gotta get
Back to number 1.
Okay. Number 1, consider approving health science class Beth Roberts to apply for the CTE C2C expansion grant to help expand or enhance CTE programs and funds may be used for classrooms, labs, simulation spaces, technology, or equipment.
One of the things I want you guys to notice under the new business, we're starting to do this. I want to make sure, because Tammy and I talked about, Stacy brought it up as a good point as well. When people are applying for grants or requesting these things from here on out, I'm going to put what they are for. You all need to know what they are getting a grant and what they are using it to buy. So I just wanted to point that out, that we kind of changed that up this time.
Grants are great because you don't pay them back.
Yeah.
That's all. Number 2, consider approving Webster County High School athletic boosters to apply for a grant through the Snowshoe Foundation for a scoreboard at the soccer field, sound system for Webster County High School football field, and appliances for concession stand at softball field at Glade Elementary School. And Mike had mentioned at the last meeting, I think, that he thought the boosters were something about the scoreboard for down here. So this must be it. Number 3. Gosh, the grants are wonderful. Consider approving Glade Elementary School to apply for the members' first grant program for upgrades for the kitchen, such as non-slip foam pieces that could be placed at the serving line and where the dishwasher is. Another grant. Request permission to place the following policies on a 30-day comment period.
Just
And
to make
we've
sure,
got several.
just to make sure, did everybody get a copy of each one of those policies?
Yes, I did.
Just very good, thank you. That'll be some good reading for
Did
you.
everyone else? Yeah.
Okay, we got 2 of the student fundraising policies.
Okay, I'll let Joseph explain that.
Under the student fundraising policy, you should have got 2. But if you look at the top, one of them says administrative guideline, the other one says policy. I gave you the administrative guidelines is just made by the superintendent. They don't require board approval, but I would never. So, but I can't, this administrative guideline will not go to effect until you approve this policy. I just wanted to show you what the administrative guideline would mirror the new policy. That's why. And that'll go out for a 30-day public comment. And if there's anything in any of these that you want to change, adjust, we can do that now, or we can do it at the end of the 30-day public comment period.
Any questions about any of that, board members? 5, consider approving the MOU with Dr. Prine for school-based dental services to the students of Webster County. 6, consider accepting bids from Tommy Short, DBA Short Rentals, for building removal, $6,500, and roof replacement on the concession stand at Webster Springs Elementary School, $3,500. And the building removals, this one right down here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we have any other bids?
We have one other bid for $8,002 something, I think. I can go pull, it's on my, but it was,
Okay, so we did have another bid, but it was for more.
it was a higher bid for just the building removal.
Just the building removal.
That was the only bid we received on the concession stand.
And it was higher. Okay. Number 7, action/discussion regarding engagement of attorney Charles Rusty Webb for the purpose of Webster County Schools joining what has been referred to as the opioid marketing litigation class action.
You guys remember the Jewel settlement?
Yeah.
Same guy, same thing.
Yeah.
It's just another case that counties are diving into.
Okay.
I believe it started in Wetzel.
Number 8, consider approving a student-teacher placement for Caitlin Williams through Western Governors University at Glade Elementary School.
I apologize, I missed this at the beginning of the meeting. That needs to say Webster Springs Elementary School, I apologize. Western Governors has been notified and are in agreement with it, they're fine with it.
Do we know what grade?
Yes, she's going in 4th grade in Holly's class.
Do the student teachers, do they have a background check?
Yes.
They should.
Yes, they do. And she's been an employee, she's one of our prior employees anyway, as a sub. But yes, we would background check student teachers, absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Number 9, consider approving the purchase of ICEV, digital curriculum for CTE programs, carpentry, welding, tourism, health science, in the amount of $7,912.50 to be paid for with CTE funds. Any questions about that? We've already discussed number 10.
What is that for?
CTE.
Can
you give a breakdown on what that is?
It's digital curriculum, and it's also provides certifications, credentialing. It's already being used by our health sciences class with great outcomes. And so I wanted to expand it to carpentry, welding, and then they have a competitive
Okay, so we will now be voting on all of the items.
Section
Ex-
I got a question back here on the student fundraising, I think.
Okay, go right ahead.
Go ahead. The way I read this, we will not accept cash donations unless there is a product, right?
No, well, yes.
So if somebody just wants to give a donation
No, I think we still can.
in cash,
That we just can't, no one can ask for it.
right,
I
you can't
think-
solicit it, but
I
if somebody
think-
gives a donation, somebody say, I want to give a donation.
Yes, you can still give it. It has to, the donations can be, have to be receipted immediately. And let's try to see where it's. Mike, it's on, I'm sorry, it's on the administrative
It's on
guidelines.
the guideline, okay.
I apologize.
That's where I missed it.
Sorry, it's under L. School organizations may accept monetary donations only if they are given voluntary and without solicitation by students, staff, family members, or affiliates. Organizations shall not initiate, encourage, or pressure individuals or businesses to provide direct financial contributions without goods or services in return. So if somebody if you want to give a check to the baseball team, you can write a check and do that. Yes.
Okay, and then there's this profit and loss statement that will be prepared
Every time they do one.
every time they do one.
Yep.
I don't know, I think that should be provided to the board too, every so often, we'd like to. I think.
You want to start? You will see the P&L statements
I
for
think we should.
fundraisers.
I'd like to see it.
Sure.
I mean, just, what do y'all think?
It's easy. That's easy.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to
It-
fix.
It'd be hard to do one for every fundraiser. So you just,
Every fundraiser's doing one. Yeah.
well, I know that, but do you
Just
want to
copy
see
us.
one for everyone?
We could just get it in our packet every 2 weeks, or, because they're supposed to be done every 2 weeks, right?
Yep. Every time they turn money in.
Every time they turn money in, so.
Do it monthly.
Do it monthly, that'd be fine.
Monthly would be,
I mean, I don't know, I'm leery of the donations. I don't want Tammy Hokum to get in trouble on donations, because with all the audits we get.
Oh no, she's all for
Yeah,
this.
she's all for this, I know, I'm just wanting to be a little
Yeah.
cautious, I guess.
Yeah. Well, the issue with donations, the issue with the cash donations, if I donate $50 to the, and this is going to be something we have to work out. If you walk up and say, hey, to the basketball coach and say, hey, hey, I did get a chance to buy one ticket, but here's $50. I'm going to give you. Somehow a receipt transaction needs to occur.
Right.
Either a picture and something, or a handwritten, Mike Carpenter donated $50 to the Webster County High School boys basketball team on such and such date, and that needs to go directly to the secretary, so it can be receipted. That's going to be the one issue with donations is people. Now, if you come to the school and you say, I want to write a fit, which is what we're going to encourage folks to do. If you want to make a donation, come to the school, make a donation, and say, I want to donate this $50 to the basketball team. And at that point, the secretary can give you a check right there, and it's all clear. That's going to be the.
Give you a receipt.
I'm sorry, excuse me. Yes, give you a receipt. Thank you. I'll give you a check. We're not handing out checks. I promise. That's not.
You said it.
That was kind of like when Jimmy declared war. That was like when Jimmy declared war. I misspoke.
That's right.
Yeah.
okay. while we're talking about policies, go back and look at the one for elections, and here you can look at mine if you want to.
Okay.
Members of the board shall be elected with no more than 2 members elected from it, but that's always been. But now look at what's in green. A candidate for the board shall be required to make a statement in which the candidate swears and affirms that she has not been convicted of an offense in West Virginia Code. When do board members make this statement, and to who?
I think you do it at the clerk's office when you file. I think.
Is this something new then?
Yeah.
It's a pretty good idea.
Okay.
Did you get any guidance from him on
So-
that?
I mean, that was the change that they said had occurred.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you'll sign an affidavit at the clerk's office.
When you go
Well,
down
they're
to
the
file.
ones, that's where you apply.
Yeah.
So it all
That
makes
makes sense.
sense
Yeah,
that
I think that's where it's at.
That makes sense. That sounds right.
Well, I know that's where you apply, but I just don't remember ever doing that before.
but
No,
it's
we
new.
never-
Well, I know, but is it coming down from the state legislature?
I think so.
I think code changed,
Yeah.
and so then our policy has to reflect the change.
The changing code, okay, gotcha.
He's laughing at you.
At me,
Because you're talking so loud because you have the earphones on.
You're doing a good job, Stacy, you're doing a good job.
Oh, I'm like, she's okay. Sorry.
Okay, are we ready to vote now?
Yeah, sorry.
No,
Sorry.
no, you're fine, you don't have to
questions?
be. You're doing good. All those in favor, we're voting on 1 through 10.
Yep.
Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Let's go now to personnel. Is there a motion to bring personnel onto the floor? Is there a second?
Second.
All right, this is going to get a little confusing here for you.
Okay.
Under line item 1, you'll see the name letter B, the name Rosanna Post, from substitute aide to half-time special education aide, retro to September 30th, 2025. This was a unique position, and with the advisement of our legal counsel, we were to place them in that position retroactively for this board meeting. However, if you flip to page 2, to the next page, you will look one day later that the same person resigned their position. So her employment was only 1 day. Now, this is what however, if you look down to item number 3, we have another applicant for that position. They have not started. They will not start till, you approve them. What I'm asking the board to do this evening is to please vote on items 1 and 2 separately before voting on 3, 4, and 5. Does that make sense?
Okay.
We cannot, I don't want to hire somebody before action has been taken on a resignation. Does that make sense? So
when it gets time to vote,
So-
you just.
right, so we'll go ahead and read over 1 and 2, and then we need to vote.
Okay. Consider approving the following service personnel positions. Stacy L. Williams from Special Ed Aid, Glade Elementary School to ECAD Aid, Kindergarten at Glade Elementary School to begin January 2nd, 2026. Rosanna Post from Substitute Aid to Halftime Special Education Aid, retro to September 30th, 2025.
Yep.
2, consider approving the following service personnel resignations. Rosanna Post, half-time special education aide, effective October 1st, 2025. Destiny Armentrout, ECAD aide, 2nd grade, Glade Elementary School, effective immediately.
Now, at this time, would the board please vote on items number 1 and number 2?
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And that's on 1 and 2.
Yep.
Now we're doing, there's 2 4s.
Yep,
guess
I saw
that'll have
that.
to be a 5.
5, make 5, yeah,
Okay,
just change it.
3, consider approving the following service personnel positions. Sandra Bright, half-time special education aide, flash bus aide, Webster Springs Elementary School. 4, consider the approving extracurricular positions. Dawnette Hokum, teacher mentor at Webster County High School. Dawnette Hokum, teacher leader at Webster County High School. Janice Bain, teacher mentor at Glade Elementary School. Marjorie Stewart, teacher mentor ×2 at Webster Springs Elementary School. Mike Griffel, midday bus run, Glade Elementary School. Danny Mollahan, CCLC bus run, Glade Elementary School. Jordan Sanford, teacher mentor, Glade Elementary School. Adriana Anderson, teacher leader, Glade Elementary School. William Phillips, teacher mentor at Webster County High School. And William Phillips, homebound teacher, countywide. Number 5, consider approving the following for the substitute service personnel list. Marcia Taylor Cook.
Okay. So Rosanna and Sandra were both, were they both substitute aides?
Rosanna was.
Okay.
Sandra is not.
Because she never landed there before she applied.
She passed the
So
test.
she wasn't a substitute before?
No, she went straight to this position.
Okay.
Yep.
So, but it was posted so that anyone that wanted it could apply.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And was she the only applicant?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And all of these others that we're hiring, the extracurricular positions, were they the only applicants?
No, not in all situations.
But they were the most senior?
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
Okay. So, do we have a role of substitute aides?
Yeah.
Okay. And none of them applied for this position?
Nope.
Okay. All right. I'm cool.
Any other questions?
I think so.
We're going to vote now on items 3, 4, and 5. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. 3, 4, and 5. We're down now to superintendent's updates.
Mike, do you want me to do the SESC update, or do you want to do it? Okay. Last, the SESC update. In the middle of February, they're going to start something new. They are looking to start in winter to have winter sports, winter and spring sports media days. They're going to invite the coaches down and let them bring some of their seniors or their returning all-state, all-conference players. And do a little media day with WV Metro and all kinds of stuff. It's going to be pretty exciting. Hopefully, they wanted to try to get it before football season, but they weren't able to. But next year they'll include football as well. They're looking to have a regional SESC regional spelling bee sometime in mid-February at the Tamarack, and they said that this will be for students and parents. They will feed them at 4 o'clock, and the spelling bee will begin at 5 o'clock. Yes, nice little event there. And just to let you know, a reminder that you all have training at Stonewall on November the 15th. Mike, that is all I have. We had a guy call about doing that audit for the insurance. Remember that guy? I'm supposed to call him back. He's going to set up a time to come to Webster to look over auditing some insurance stuff for us to maybe cut us some prices. So I got a phone call into him, and hopefully I'll know more by the next board meeting when he's coming. Construction update real quick. There's a lot going on. We are hoping that Glade and Webster Springs will be completely finished by the end of this month. The only addition down at Webster Springs is the sound panels that are going into the cafeteria And that's because of the lead time on ordering those. That's not because of anything from anybody's fault. That's just because we had to have a meeting and decide what we're getting, but they're hoping to be done. Canopy, storefront, glass doors, everything should be going on in this week and next week.
Now we're talking Webster and Glade.
Both, yes. The issue at Glade has been the storefront windows. Getting that glass has been a nightmare for them. To kind of give you the concession stand update at Glade, and I believe the boosters are wanting to kick in for some of that. So we should be good. Jeremy has sent his guys out there. They have done some work on it, and yes, at the softball field, basically what they're needing. Once I saw the list, and Mike and I discussed a little bit, just kind of need some appliances, and I think the boosters and the softball team will do some fundraising and step up to do that. Lastly, tomorrow we have 5 students from Webster County High School that will be attending the FBI Junior Academy in Clarksburg. I think David's going to take those kids up and drop them off, and very, very cool experience for those to get to do.
How many?
5. And just for the record, there is 1 student from Randolph County that's attending that academy.
What do you when you know who that is?
Be my boy. Yeah. So my son's attending that as well tomorrow. He was a little bit bummed because
how's he getting there?
His mommy's taking him. He was a little bit bummed he couldn't ride up in the cruiser with David. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to ride up in the cruiser with them. But no, they're taking off. So yeah, he's going up to that. Really excited. Last thing I got, guys, and I know we need to get out of here. I have some dates for you. October 5th, this 10/15 is the literature fair. This next date may make you shake your head a little bit. Made me shake mine. 10/16 is end of the first 9 weeks. If you can believe that already. On 10/20, this week, also on 10/16, it'll be our first active shooter training in Hacker Valley. Stacy did a great job of getting that out on social media and all calls. That's what they're probably getting their all calls about this evening. They'll get another one. They'll get another one the night before. This is just kind of a prep. So that is the 16th. Also on the 16th, American Pop Orchestra is coming to the high school, and I sent that email out. I encourage you all to come to that. 7th through 11th graders will be doing it from 8:30 to 9:15. Then we're going to bus the elementary kids and the seniors, K-6 and 12th graders, will be watching it from 9:45 to 10:30. You're welcome to attend both, either or both of those. You're more than welcome to come. On 10/20, Glade Elementary School will be having their active shooter training. On 10/22, Webster Springs Elementary will be having their active shooter training. 10/22. And the following day on 10/23, Webster County High School. On 10/24 at 6 o'clock Friday night will be Track or Treat at Webster County High School. Myself and Miss McGinnis will be slinging books out all over the track and candy. Well, you've done it for 2 years. I just assumed.
I noticed that Jamie Jarvis is in it.
Yes.
Okay. Is he going to be the, what do you call it, student council? I mean, I just wondered, because that's who did it before.
Yeah, I think he did.
Did Jamie decide to do that? Okay.
That's what I understand.
Gosh, she's got a full plate, hasn't he?
And on Saturday, the 25th, is Webster Spooktacular. On the 27th is our next Board of Ed meeting, and that will be Webster County High School's LSIC. And that is all I have for this evening.
I ran out of space.
Yeah. Could you not have handed that to us?
LSIC.
Webster Springs.
Was it all these days?
Webster Springs.
Active shooter Webster Springs.
The LSIC.
LSIC, next LSIC meeting is the 27th.
Webster.
And that's going to be
The high school.
Okay. I heard Webster and then I didn't.
Sorry,
Webster.
the high school's on the 27th, then Glade, Webster Springs is the last one.
And it won't be until December.
Gotcha.
Webster Springs won't be.
Yeah, I had that. I was thinking, there was something in my head that's telling me, I don't think we have to go to Hacker Valley. And I texted Susan, and Susan said, yeah. And she reminded me why. I was like, oh, yeah. I remember.
The only thing that I want to mention real fast is the athletic, elimination tickets are on sale now. And
Yes,
that
those are.
date is November,
8th?
crap, I can't remember. It's a Saturday.
It's the second Saturday because they changed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
November 8th.
Yeah. And so, urge everyone to buy their tickets and support that.
I did buy my 3 tickets.
I guess mom and dad aren't coming again this year.
Yeah.
And it may be a little early. The Veterans Day thing at the high school.
Oh.
When is that? I always forget.
Uh,
It's like it's usually like a day or two.
I think I texted you last year, but it was the day of, 'cause
Yeah,
I forgot about it too.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
would-
just
I would-
remember,
yeah.
and just let me know. I mean, I know we got some time, but I didn't plan ahead last year, and I wanted to go.
I made it, but I texted you on my way up there to tell you.
Like
And you're like, I can't today.
Yeah.
It was really late. I made it, but I didn't text him. I thought maybe you could break away.
I told him at work, I said, I'm gonna go, and then it's like, then he was, well, it's already, yeah. But it was,
I think it starts in 3 minutes.
Any
Jimmy.
other board members have anything, Mike, you got anything?
Do we hear anything on our new buses yet?
The ones are getting the cameras in, hoping to have it. I believe Dr. Powell said that that one would be here by the end of this month, October. The other one is being built and almost finished, but probably be mid to end of November before we get it. But it's getting the cameras installed now. It may be done. The cameras may have been installed.
Okay, and this, Joyce talked to me today about our meeting, second meeting in November.
Yes, sir.
We changed that, it's on the official calendar to Friday.
Yes, sir.
Friday at what time?
9 a.m. is what it said on site.
Because I'd invited our new delegate to come, I was still thinking it was on Monday,
Yeah.
give him the second meeting, and that would've been the 23rd or whatever.
First day of your season.
And he said he was gonna come then, but I'll get back to him. I think he's going to be a good proponent for education, but we'll see.
Got an uphill climb.
He's got an uphill climb.
We'll see when this session, how we vote.
Watt, Mr. Watt.
Delegate Watt, Greg Watt.
I don't know much about this. I'll let you give you just a quick heads up on this. I got a phone call. Joyce was in there. I got a gentleman from the governor's advisory committee called me, got my number from the state superintendent, Mrs. Michelle Blatt, and got my name and number, and wants me to call back about sitting down with the governor at a roundtable discussion somewhere in Fairmont, Morgantown, or Clarksburg this week on Thursday regarding rural health care. I have no idea.
Well, we're definitely rural.
Yeah, well, I guess Superintendent Blatt said, if you want to talk, and she gave him my name and phone number. So I gotta call him in the morning, so I might be hanging out with Governor Thursday. But I'll give you an update on that. So,
Anything else? Susan, you have anything? Jimmy, you have anything? Lisa? We're down to adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Lisa made the motion.
I second.
Jimmy seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.